What screams I'm depressed? Losing interest in everything. In jokes too. 9/10 it's a coping mechanism and they're not joking in their head, they just feel good when they make others happy even if they're laughing at their issues. Low-key shrug. It's not being sad all the time, it's not being able to listen, even to small talk. Wearing pajamas or sweatpants to school. I'm going to have to say, even if you have good friends, feeling like an outcast might not just be depression, but if someone feels like that even if they're well liked in the group and yet they still feel like no one wants them there, depression most likely has a part. Also be worried if they are really into hugs and idealize someone as a family member, for example see a best friend as a sister to the point it's less of a friendship and more of a sibling relationship. Could indicate something in the family caused the person to be depressed. Seeing someone as a sibling is fine. Actually treating them like a sibling instead of a friend, in a kind way, can mean they might be depressed in some cases. Edit, corrected spelling. Crushing all-consuming emptiness that almost physically hurts. Treating threats like compliments. That there are days I secretly. The build-up to a bad episode, if that makes sense. I had an episode of chronic depression that lasted for about 2 months, but I do. Sometimes wanting to jump out of a window. Just saying. Juuling. Sometimes you can. I grew up. In my case my suicidal thoughts weren't truly a desire to kill, my anger. Being irrationally angry at things beyond your control. The overall messiness. Uncontrollable laughing. Left my app in 2 weeks. Or spoken to anyone on the phone. That I just don't care stage. The sky outside the windows in some memories of mine is pitch black. My roommate and I actually just got into a fight about this after she came home from being gone for 2 months. Depression rooms. Absolute chaos. Throwing my hat in the ring, it's not just the apathy/exhaustion or not wanting to exist, it's that you just can't. The pure lack of life and lack of energy they have. Isn't enough. Probably not. I don't wanna bother anyone. Not being willing to talk with your best friend for a good while and keeping yourself locked in the bedroom even when family comes to visit, as well as excessive sleeping. Myself and a friend are guilty of this at times, and it's not good for either of us. Me, repeatedly. One day I'll be able to afford to scream it at someone who can actually help. I do not get suicidal thoughts. I never have. Yet. Suicide. Directly proportional to depression levels. 3 days without showering is when I know I need to talk to someone. When you stop doing the things you enjoy doing or shutting the people you love out. This winter was a bit rough on me for a couple reasons, but I found the following about how I am affected by depression. Stop doing the things you enjoy. Whatever activity it is, running for me, you just don't have enough motivation/energy to do it. Sometimes, especially in my case, the one way you can feel better is if you do it. Hello endorphins, but you don't want to do it. Shutting out the people you love. I absolutely love my wife and kids, but when I got home from work I just wanted to be alone. Everything is frustrating. Super short fuse for everything. Knowing I'm doing it was worse. Mega anxiety. Whether it was just starting a simple task or having to get in front of other people, I noped right out. Sleep patterns. Fall asleep on the couch at 10 p.m. wake up at 3 a.m. to go into bed, can't fall back asleep so I go back down on the couch and watch TV for a couple hours. There are a couple others but these really hit me hard this winter. Memory loss. Heard of a guy that you can't move forward. That it's hard to have a good day because if one thing goes wrong, you beat yourself up about it. That are actually depressed. It's the one in the corner that never talks to anyone. Always tired. Not the physical kind, the kind where every feeling/emotion you endure feels as if it weighs a ton. Hi, I have depression. I'd say sleepiness. Clean your house, cook, or even some days shower. Basic hygiene tasks becoming chores. Diabetic in case of an emergency. Cool. WTF. Friend of mine verbally beat me into reality. Buying a gaming laptop then not playing any games on it. Not crying. Ever. To actually do it, and then avoiding it like the plague, or intentionally sabotaging yourself because you think that you'll just screw everything up anyway. People sharing every single thought or event that happens to them on social media. Or posting pictures or videos of every single thing that they find even the slightest bit amusing so that they can get validation for those thoughts. Man, why do I relate to all of these? It's have been indeed incredibly rough. I thought about the suffering it would cause to my wife, my family, my employer, and my friends. Turns out I'm sad, but I'm not selfish. Who knew? Thing I've ever seen. The paranoia is what stuck out the most to me though. She genuinely thought a 7-year-old and a 5-year-old had nefarious intentions and was oddly scared. She's good now. Being too afraid to ask to hang out with friends but secretly hoping they call you or text you. Also in my case, continuing my role in school as kind of like a funny guy, then going home and just being empty. Weekends are the worst. You're stuck inside eating your sorrow away and watching other people have fun and posting pictures of them hanging out. I've recently opened up to a few people I can trust and in turn learned things from them I never expected. Perfect example of don't judge a book by its cover. Part of it's dealing with the big issues. Hyper-excitement. I suffer from depression. And I am very all of them. The happiest one in the room is usually the most troubled. Sleep too much or too little, losing appetite or start munching food every 5 minutes, not even feeling bored anymore. When you're so uninterested with anything that boredom becomes your daily mood or state of mind. Attention seekers on Facebook, loss of appetite. Using Reddit. That even listening to general sounds, from music to general outside noises like birds, just hurt your ears and head. Like, outthink it. Come to the realization. I've surrounded posting an uplifting slogan on social media then quickly take it down so to making you even more depressed. Significant changes in how you random unexplained medical stuff. How it can take a first I had to recognize when you act happier out of nowhere. Not shedding a tear / putting your head down in defeat when you fail a test, you just have a blank face. Your brain's just empty. Smiling and acting okay when some self-destruction. Strangely difficulty in by opening my mind, however you see fit. Feeling a bit better now but starting to think from this thread I've been. Inability to form long-term. Oftentimes I don't really know how to explain this, but your life kinda starts to feel really monotone, just existing robotically like a walking human shell. My kid, but I took their phone away so it is a matter of time until they get past this phase. Not having the will to engage in talk with me when someone asks me how I'm doing from far away. Also if someone is suddenly fine, not in the sense that they seem happy, but anything they normally worry about, and they suddenly just stop caring at all. I often just think of the fact in my peer group of men it seems to be the act of growing out a big beard. Kinda resonates with the poor hygiene and IDGAF mentality that often comes with depression. Being lazy. Like being in bed all day and doing nothing. Lazy. My sister. Not being alarmed by anything. A person, some musician I can't remember, saw a car explode and wasn't stunned by it. He was later revealed to have clinical depression. Being funny or trying too hard to be funny, or selling it for very cheap. You know they are planning on buying a one-way ticket to the afterlife. It's the situation that makes you like this, not yourself. To escape this mind, I've been drinking daily. I've considered putting it in a flask and keeping it in my desk at work. Haven't yet though. Somebody who wants attention who doesn't know how to get it without being an idiot. Screaming I'm depressed. Loud depressed people. My face. Okay, this isn't necessarily being visibly sad. Random memory loss, no feeling to do tasks I usually love how everyone ignored the aren't talked about part of the question. A loud voice inside my head kept on telling me, Danny, there is something better on the horizon. Walking slowly. When I'm super depressed I feel like the cycle of I'll do it once I